Hello everybody, this is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I've got 4 DIYs for you today. We're going to be using the Hello Hobby chalk paint in the color Swan and Tuscan Sun. I have an egg crate that's left over from my own eggs. I have a wood crate, tumbling tower blocks, wood blocks, Dollar Tree eggs. I have some moss and leftover piece of Dollar Tree sign. And if I didn't say the wood chicks, I have wood chicks, as you can see. So we're just going to go in with the Swan chalk paint and paint this crate. I'm not very happy with this Dollar Tree brush that I'm using because it keeps shedding onto the paint and I have to keep picking it off. So I took my egg crate and I cut it in half, and then I took my scissors and cut those high points off of half of the crate because I want to glue it upside down in the wood crate. Then I took the other half of the egg crate and I just glued it on top of that because I needed to add some lift to that wood crate so that you could see everything that's going on. Now I'm taking one of the Dollar Tree eggs, cutting it in half, and then I'm cutting it to make it look cracked. Now I'm going to take one of those wood cubes and glue it down inside the egg crate, and then I'm going to take one of the plastic eggs, the one that I just cut, and I'm going to glue it to the wood cube. I'm taking that leftover piece of MDF Dollar Tree sign and I am gluing it to the front of this wood crate. This is the third DIY that I've been able to get out of that one Dollar Tree sign by cutting out the pieces of the sign that I wanted. So I think it's a win-win. Now I'm taking 5 of the tumbling tower blocks, well actually 10, 5 for each foot or leg, because I need to even it up. If you stand the crate up, it will stand up the way it is without the tumbling tower blocks, but it will lean back just a little bit, which is fine. But I wanted my crate to stand even, my basket or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it a egg basket. I wanted my egg basket to stand evenly. So I put the tumbling tower blocks on to make it do so. And then I painted them with the Swan chalk paint, and now I'm going in with the Tuscan Sun and I am giving my little chicks a coat of paint. Just one single coat will do. Going in with my orange Sharpie and defining those beaks a little bit. They are so cute. Just going in, putting them in for placement, just seeing where I want everything to go. And then I'm going in with the messy moss. It's messy, but for this DIY, it is perfect. So I'm just going to tuck it in all around all the sides of the crate. And I'm not gluing that in. I'm just tucking it in. It fit pretty tight, so I left it as is. And then I'm going to put some of the moss inside of the eggs that are open or cracked. And then I'm going to put the chick on top. I did go back and glue the moss in the crate, and then I glued the chick to the moss. Or I glued the moss in the egg, and then I glued the chick to the moss. I think I said crate the first time. It's late, you guys. It's late. Now I'm going in, I'm giving it a little trim, making everything as neat gets when you're using moss. And now I'm going to take some of my nautical cord, 3 pieces of it to be exact, and I am going to make a braid. That braid is going to be the handle for this egg crate or egg basket. I am going to go in with some jute twine and tie off each end of this braid, and then I will get it glued to the egg basket. And we are just about done with this one. The only thing left to do after I get the braid glued on or the handle glued on is to make a bow. You guys knew I had to do it. I will be using my Farmhouse ribbon to do that, and we'll call this one done. It came out super cute, you guys. I really like it. It is my second favorite in this video today. And here I am going in with my Farmhouse ribbon to make a bow. Was going to change up my ribbon, thinking of a different way that I was going to try to make it. And then I said, yeah, no, just going to do a shoestring bow, dovetail the ends, and call it a day. How cute is that? Moving on to DIY number 2, and this is my favorite DIY of the 4 that I'm showing you. You're going to need some chalk paint. I'm using my swan. You're going to need a blank wood cross, and you're going to need some stickers or any flower sticker of your choice. I went in after I painted it and wrote in my own handwriting in pencil first the word risen, and now I'm going back over it with my Sharpie marker. And this beautiful cross was given to me from a wonderful crafty family member. Thank you so much, Sherry. She sent me this blank wood cross and a bunch of other goodies, and I'm so grateful and I'm so excited to use them. So this is the first item that she sent me that I am currently using. So now I'm just getting my flowers down, and I'm thinking that I have the flowers that are transfer flowers, and I'm wondering how come when I'm trying to peel them up that it's not sticking. And then I realize you're using stickers. That's why. It's not a transfer. It's a sticker. So moving on. Just moving on. So now that I've got my stickers in place, just going to make sure they're adhered really well. I'm going to take some of that jute cord and I'm going to wrap it around the bottom and the top of the cross. And I'm going to add my 2 tumbling tower blocks so that it can stand on its side. And this one is going to be done, and I love it. It is absolutely my favorite of the 4. No bells or whistles or gadgets or a whole bunch of extra things. It's very plain, very simple, but it is very pretty. Sometimes the simple things are the most beautiful things, and this one is beautiful to me. Hope you guys like it. To DIY number 3, this one is simple as well. It doesn't take much, and I really like how it turned out. You're going to need a Dollar Tree wood blank. I have one of the buffalo check bunnies. I have some jute twine, a pencil and a Sharpie, a ruler, some of the vinyl letters. I have some of the window cleans left over from a previous project, and I have some chalk paint in the color Swan by Hello Hobby that I watered down just a little because I want this to have a whitewashed look. So I thinned the paint out a little bit, and we're just going to get that paint on this board. And now that it's dry, I am going to measure out a 1/2 inch from the top because it's a 1/2 inch from where that twine is to the end of the board. So I want there to be a 1/2 inch at the bottom as well so that I can make sure my letters are placed as evenly as I can get them. I'm using the gingham bunny as my letter L, and we're just going to spell out the word welcome. And now I'm going to get these placed down. And now that I've got my letters placed down, I'm trimming off anything that's hanging over the edge. And I'm going to glue down my bunny. Now I'm going in with my jute twine. I'm going to make a little jute twine bow to cover up the holes in the bunny's ears. And I am going to take my ruler and make just an area so that I can write the word Easter. I have to make a straight line so that I can get my lettering on here straight, but I want to make like a long rectangular box so that I can write the word Easter in that box. But I'm going to paint it first in my Waverly chalk paint in the color Ballet Slipper. I'm doing that pink to match the gingham pink on the bunny. Close enough. And also to pull in the pink from the eggs. And now that that's done and dry, I'm going in with my pencil and I'm writing in my own hand the word Easter. And then I will go back with a Sharpie and I will do my faux calligraphy where the downstrokes are thicker and the upstrokes are thin. And there it is. Now darken it up with the Sharpie and we'll be done with this part. And then we can get our eggs put on with some Mod Podge. And I'm also going to Mod Podge over the vinyl letters just to make sure that they stick. And for this one, you guys, I needed to use my superfine Sharpie and my regular Sharpie to make sure that the lettering came out right. And there it is. It's really cute. I like this one too. So we're using those window clings left over from the Cadbury Bunny window clings. It had a wreath that said Happy Easter. It had all different kinds of eggs. It had some flowers on it. So that cling actually has gone a long way. I still have more of it left to use. And that's it. And this is the final DIY of the video. This is number 4. So you're going to need some Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. You're going to need probably about 10 or 11 of the tumbling tower blocks, some jute cord, some whole cloves, a little bit of greenery, a Sharpie, and a pencil. We are making a resurrection cross or a Calvary cross, whatever you want to call it. We're going to make a cross. So I took the tumbling tower blocks in sets of 2, and you guys can see what I'm doing. I glued them all together, and then I am going over it with the chalk paint and plaster with a baby wipe just to give it a whitewash look. And then I took my greenery and cut all of the leaves off because I'm going to make a little wreath in the center, but I didn't want it to be big and bulky by just taking the greenery and making a circle with it. It would have been, for me, too much because this is a very small cross. So I had to do the fine detail work of just placing each leaf separately, which was fine. I mean, I love crafting, so that was not an issue for me. And then I went in pencil and wrote "The tomb is empty," and I'm going back over it with my Sharpie just to darken it up. And then I took my jute cord and I made a crown after I braided it together to give it a little thickness to hold the thorns, which are my whole cloves. So I'm just going to get that glued on, and then we're going to add the whole cloves. And by doing that, we will have a crown of thorns. Just looking for placement, trying to see where I want them to sit. And there it is. Now I'm going to take this piece of purple ribbon that I had left over, and I'm just going to drape it over the cross, over the front and around the back. And this one's going to be done. Very simple, but it means so much. But it is just a simple DIY. And here's the final reveal, you guys. As always, comment down below. Let me know which one's your favorite. I enjoy hearing what you guys think about them. If you made it to this far in the video and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? It's free. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the Cute and Crafty family. Give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, turn on your bell notifications so you never miss out on another Cute and Crafty DIY with Dee. Thank you to all my subscribers, the ones that have been here with me for a while. I appreciate you so much. None of this is possible without you. You guys make all this happen, and I am greatly, greatly appreciative. I did go back on the cross that I just finished and I distressed it a little bit. I didn't do it in the actual video, but I kept looking at it and I kept thinking, it needs something. It needs to look like it's been through something. It looks too clean and too crisp. It needs to be distressed and weathered. So that's what I did. So you guys, thank you so much. Be beautiful, be blessed, craft something beautiful today. Bye.